Hello everyone, today we are headed to Los Angeles. We are on a 2-day staycation. We'll be staying at the Indigo Hotel. We'll be going on the oldest Los Angeles railway. We'll be eating lots of food, a lot of foodie adventures coming up. And because this was filmed back in late October near Halloween, we'll be taking you to the House of Spirits maze with all these spooky interiors and lots of costumes. We visit a few museums, but one of the special ones that we were not even expecting was a spider pavilion here in Los Angeles. And we'll end the video at a rose garden. So let's get to it. So we ended up going to the Hotel Indigo here in LA, and this was actually my girlfriend's idea. She decided to choose this hotel and it was really cool. So here's some footage of us going to it, and let's go ahead and take a look inside. It looks really nice out here. So the inside of this hotel, it looks really nice. The doors were colored in this burgundy red. We had a nice view. We had this closet outside of our room. We had these large windows, so a lot of natural light was coming in. We had this nice sofa, chair, table, television. The walls were colored a dark blue. It looked really nice. But yeah, check out this view. It was a sunny day. Although there was construction, this was still a nice view. We had this nice large king bed with a nice mural in the background. We had these lamps on each side of the bedroom, which was pretty cool. The headboard even had some plugins as well. There was a nice contrast with the light wooden floors, really contrasted the blue and white walls. Now as for the restroom, it looked really nice. It was actually decently sized. The sink was colored in green. The floors were tiled and checkerboarded in white and black. And a huge entry shower. It looked really cool. Everything was elegant and modern. So if I were to rate this, especially being more of a luxury higher end hotel with higher rated reviews, this is one of the best ones. Everything was clean, modern. And just a reminder, valet parking has to be included per day. Now, one of the first things we did was eat. We were super hungry, so we decided to go to Birdies, and this one was actually random. We kind of checked online on our phone and see what was nearby, and this one actually had some decent reviews, so we decided to go and check it out. They had a lot of donuts and desserts, but the thing they mainly focus on and are known for are their fried chicken sandwiches and anything with fried chicken. And let me tell you guys, this was freaking good. It was bomb. We ended up getting one original and one spicy Birdies chicken sandwich. It was just really delicious. It came with these thin French fries and some coleslaw and this spicy mayo sauce. It was really good. This is one spot that we actually ended up going twice, actually the next day. But yeah, this was a recommended spot to go to. Now we ended up walking through the Grand Central Market. More on that later on. But we walked through that and nearby by accident, and this was actually one on my list that we were going to check on the map, and it was only 50 cents one way to go up, and because it does go at an angle, it does take you several streets up to the upper level where you'll find the Museum of Contemporary Art and the Disney Music Hall as well, and the area known as the Cal Marketplace. And I didn't realize it was so close by. This is the Los Angeles Railway Freight. This is the last one in Los Angeles. It was pretty cool to get on because it's one of those first come first serve, and you just quickly get on and find your seat. And one of the things, because everything's made out of wood and it was really shaky and rickety, but it was fun to go up, and it does not take long. It was literally less than 5 minutes to go all the way to the top. It was pretty cool. As we made it to the top, we have a nice, beautiful view. And this section of the railway where you pay your fee is a bright colored orange with black trim. It looked pretty cool. And we kind of freestyled it. We just went and see what we could find. So as we kept walking, one of our first museum stops was the Museum of Contemporary Art. This is one of LA's most known museums, and I've been here actually several times when I was at college and university, and I hadn't been here in years. And I was excited to see what we will find, what type of artists there'll be, and what surprises were around every corner. And one standout installation involved this artist that had these rooms singled out with colors inside. And this was supposed to make you aware of the emotions that you felt when you're inside of those type of colored rooms, which is really cool. For example, there was a red room, a blue room, and a green room. And there was also a warm yellow light as well. And you had to wear some slip-on shoe covers before going inside. But it was just a really cool art installation that I was not expecting. Finally, there was this walk-through installation that had mirrors all around the entire surface of it that kind of resembled bricks, but some writings on the wall. That was really a cool photo op moment and definitely a great interactive piece. Nearby, we were at the Disney Concert Hall. This building is really cool looking with its curves and metallic look on the outside. So after the museums, on our way back, we walked through the Grand Central Market. This market area has so much food and snacks and drinks to get. There was a lot of people, there's a lot of music, it was very loud, but it's really, really cool. And if you go straight through, you can go to the opposite end of the street. This is very easy to get to the railway and where all of the museums are at. And what I liked about this central market was the candy section area where we were buying lots of gummy bears and spicy chamoy gummy candy as well. We even stopped to get some organic green juice with vegetables and fruit. It was really good. And there was this cool place to take pictures with some jarritos in the background. They were being lit and it was pretty cool. Okay, this looks cool. At the Grand Central Market. And because this was the time during Halloween in October, we went to the House of Spirits. This was our first time going. Not only did we go through lots of mazes, but we were also served lots of chocolate and truffles that were paired with the alcohol and mixed drinks that were given there. Every room was distinct, it was themed, and it was really fun going through all the mazes and all the themed rooms with a drink in your hand and just being a little buzzed. It was really fun. One of the most memorable rooms was one filled with lots of candles, and this one death-looking figure with candles in its back with long fingernails, kind of giving you clues on where to go, because most of these mazes also had some type of game where you had to find certain objects and certain clues and see if you won towards the end. But the creepy vibes and music made it all worth it. And for one of the last things that we did, we sat through this small, funny play, and these actors were really funny, and it just was very lighthearted and something different. Sir Duncan.
Sir Duncan snuck up behind Baron Connor and ran him through with his sword. Baron Connor screamed and died slowly, painfully, dramatically, and with his last dying breath confessed his deepest, darkest, weirdest secret. I have a third testicle! Please give a nice hand for a Baron Connor God. Stand up and take a bow.
And to finish off our first night in LA, we went back to Birdies. It was that good that we had to go back for their chicken and bacon sandwiches and their fries with some potato salad, which was really good. And for the morning here at the Metropole Bar and Kitchen, which was part of the hotel that we went to, we had part of our breakfast paid for, which was pretty cool, and the food was delicious. The decor was really nice. Everything was in green with white walls and a lot of neutrals, but it was very high-end looking. And we ordered some eggs Benedict with some hash browns with the ham hollandaise sauce and cheese. It was really good, and I had to have my green tea. here is some egg splitting action. We need some of that running yolk. The food was really delicious, and my girlfriend had some avocado toast with eggs. Great start to our morning. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of spiders, and they just so happen to have this spider pavilion right outside, and we paid extra for it. We didn't know what to expect. It was a tiny enclosure right outside the museum, and it was actually really cool. Now, comment down below if you guys have been to a museum of this kind before or in your local area. And also, if they put on special events, let me know, because this is the first time I've heard that they do these types of seasonal events. And now I'm curious to check out what they do throughout the entire year. If anyone who hasn't heard of this, the Spider Pavilion is located at the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles County. And what was a funny thing about it was my girlfriend and I did a weekend trip to Los Angeles because we live only around an hour away. And she noticed the sign when we were walking down from where our hotel was, and we noticed the Spider Pavilion that was happening around the time we went, which was in October, and it looks like it changes from year to year. But anyway, we decided to go, and it's actually around the building from the Natural History Museum, and it's a small enclosed area, and it just had a lot of cool looking spiders. And we didn't know what to expect, but we decided to go, and I think it was worth it. Although it was small, I felt like it was worth it because it was something that we've never done before, and we didn't even know this existed. So here, as I'm taking you and showing you the footage, it is located right outside the main museum and right next to the Rose Garden. And by the way, I'm going to have an entire full video of our weekend that we had in Los Angeles, so stay tuned for that video. But it was a sunny day in October. It was around October 23rd when we went, and it was a windy day as well. As we were walking around the building, we noticed that there was these kiosks right outside. However, this is not where you buy the tickets. You would have to buy them in the main entrance of the museum where the general admission is at. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I thought these spiders were going to be in areas where you couldn't really see them, and I thought they were gonna be all over the place when you might run into them, but it was not like that. Everything was strategically organized around the plants, around the nets, and there were professionals around telling us, where they are, but they were actually very easy to spot. The main ones in the entire area were these golden silk orb weavers. They're nice black and yellow bodies. They look pretty scary, but also really cool to spot.
There she is.
Oh,
That's huge. I've never seen one that big, and it's dark too. She's big.
What was also interesting was that the professionals there were telling us that this was around the time that they were getting fed and that they were eating other insects like worms. And it was just really nice and actually relaxing to see them in a nature environment where there was huge spider webs spun all around the branches and leaves with the wind blowing. It was just a relaxing time and something cool to do. And I highly recommend this for a date night or any kind of weekend trip. And now I'm curious to see what other type of special events they will have throughout the year and different seasons. The colors are nice. So what did you guys think? Have you guys visited this spider pavilion in Los Angeles before? Let me know down in the comments section and tell me what you thought. And I've been holding on to this footage for around a year now, which was last October, and I've always wanted to kind of make this type of vacation style vlog video, and I used a combination of my camera to record all of this, and it just surprisingly came out very clean because it was during the day, so I used my iPhone for this, and the footage just came out really nice. And what you notice around here is that there's going to be a lot of signs telling what type of spiders there are, and it's all enclosed in this almost like a nursery type of enclosement, which was pretty cool. There was a lot of benches to sit down, and like I said, it was just very breezy that day, and it was very calming, surprisingly, even with all those spiders around. Today was a sunny, breezy, fresh day today. And because it was a small area right towards the exit, before we completely got out of the kiosk area, there was one final place indoors where there was small cages that had things like tarantulas and other huge spiders that were not outside, and things like books to look at featuring different spiders and other insects, which was pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll leave you guys with this video and footage here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. And right outside the Natural History Museum, another thing that we didn't even know existed was the Rose Garden. And this was another relaxing surprise because here in October, it was a perfectly warm day with a slight breeze, and just walking around the green grass and all the flowers, the roses, walking through every aisle was so relaxing. You can hear the wind and leaves through all the trees, the palm trees, and just walking around. And they even sold food right outside of the garden. It was a great way to just chill out, relax, and be out in fresh air. And I think we went kind of towards the end of the rose season because a lot of it was not as full as we thought. So that's probably why a lot of them were dried up and just not as full as normally. And again, if we would have known, we would have gone as soon as everything was in bloom season. But still, we found a lot of dark red roses, a lot of purples and pinks and whites. And we even walked around this gazebo that looked really nice where we sat down and just relaxed for a bit. And right at the end, because this was a really large walking area, there's even a complete other side that we didn't even walk to, but there was a water fountain right in the center, and then the garden just kept on going. So, what did everyone think of this Los Angeles weekend? Some of it was planned, some of it was unexpected, and that was the most surprising thing about it is kind of just discovering things as we go. We just go with the flow. And let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of these type of vlog style videos, these weekend type ones that I've been doing off and on. And this one's obviously a longer form one because I do actually have a lot of footage from past trips that I've been. I just never edited them. But thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.